Please stop. I have not come with the intention of fighting. I beg you. I need your help. Oh, Purple Saru, creator goddess. I am not a threat to you. Goku looked at the guy accompanying her, who was without presence. He seemed dead.
Ryota. Goku activated the Ikari. No matter what Venus had said, Ryota's presence changed everything.
He was angry about what he had done to his family.
When Goku's power was suddenly released, the planet shook due to the brutal pressure it possessed.
Giganat and Sheik were resting.
They immediately went to the scene to find out what was happening. The others who had recently stopped being possessed were still asleep from the stress they had put on their brains after being released with the demon eyes.
That is Venus, the divine law of life, and the one carried in her arms is Ryota. I can't believe it. Who would leave him in that state? Not even Goku with his great power was able to defeat him.
The only one that comes to mind is Getsuko. Who else would dare to mess with the fourth general?
Only him and Goku are so crazy.
And us, for even thinking we had a chance to beat him.
I don't know what happened to Ryota, but this opportunity won't come again.
Goku's palms released a powerful wave of ki. The energy field that protected Venus and Ryota was shattered. She would have difficulty dodging that power, but Ryota would receive it squarely, being turned into dust. What happened next surprised Goku.
In the same place that was reduced to nothing, he would appear again, but he was in the same half-dead state. Ryota is not the enemy, he is actually a great person. I am the scum for leaving him in that state. How is it possible that nothing happened to him? No, it did happen to him, but this is like someone going back in time.
Are you telling me that Ryota is a good person?
Ha 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 ha, don't make me laugh, divine law.
That stupid man manipulated my entire family and made them turn against me.
Ryota-sama gave them a gift, that great power that he would never achieve even if he trained for 1,000 years.
And you, Oozaru, are alive. With his great power, don't you think he could have killed you? But no, he preferred to leave you alive.
Is that the act of an evil being who only wants you to become stronger?
Record this well in your head, it was never in his plans to kill you. Ryota always visited my planet and talked about a prodigy warrior that he respected and who in the future would be his great rival. That was you, Oozaru.
Ryota always kept an eye on you, and not only has he revived you twice.
He's gone to the trouble of doing it 7 times and you're not even aware of it. The reason he manipulated your family was because he came to the conclusion that anger is the source of your power.
You can hate him for it, but you can't condemn him completely.
Because a divine law of great power was always hidden in the shadows helping you. And because?
For a stupid reason, like having a fight where he can use all his power.
I never quite understood Ryota-sama's wish.
That is not true. You're lying.
I died in combat with the Celestials.
I could remember that.
And I also died in the fight with Ichiro Yagami, so it's all a lie. I can't remember anything else.
The most feared warrior in the Beast universe. How did you suddenly become so strong? What the hell is Venus talking about?
Why has Goku suddenly turned pale?
Goku, don't let the words of that divine law affect you.
Its power is different.
It doesn't seem to be a divine law.
Don't worry.
I will take care of her.
I came here because it was Ryota-sama's last request. He told me to apologize on his behalf. He also guaranteed me that Oozaru was a good-hearted guy.
Of course I trust Ryota-sama. But I came here without hesitation because if they kill me it would be perfect. After all, I left Ryota in that state, and if I die, he would come back to life.
Kana, who was carrying a power to throw at him, was completely paralyzed.
If I kill her, that guy will come back to life, and he would kill us in an instant. This woman is extremely weak, but she has us trapped.
We can't hurt him. Goku, what do we do with her?
Goku wouldn't answer anything. I kept thinking too much.
After thinking so much about what Venus mentioned, several memories that were dormant in the depths of his brain were released.
Once again you died. You had no choice, little brother. Remember that you are my rival. In the future your mission is to give me the most fun fight of my life. That's me and Ryota. Why did he call me that way?
Alright Daruma, go back and beat up those bugs. Divine blessing, necromancy.
That is his other blessing, which allows him to bring living beings back to life, increasing their powers and also manipulating them.
But why does this Ryota guy care so much about me?
From their point of view, it should be nothing more than just another piece of trash.
This woman doesn't lie. Ryota used necromancy on me several times, and every time he did, he said the same phrase to me. Bro, beat up those bugs.
It sure is a trap.
That woman must have the alteration of memories as a blessing. I'm not going to fall into your game, Goku shouted upset. I'm not stupid.
You play with your opponent's brains, right?
A normal person couldn't have left a guy as strong as Ryota in that state. Unfortunately, even the strongest trust the people they care about.
Yes, unfortunately, he trusted a scumbag like me.
None of the words he says make any sense.
Again and Shibu would do it to Goku, as they looked at him very confused about Venus's blessing.
How strange to see you so upset, Goku. The blessing of Venus does not control the brain. It is called the blessing of life, because it can make a person live infinitely, or also the opposite, make it very short.
Impossible. So the memory about Ryota in my brain really happened?
Ryota has done more things for you than you can imagine, and each one of them was only to strengthen you, none with the purpose of hurting you.
I think you put a power prison on that lady Dina and lock her on the planet. This way we avoid having to fight with that guy. If they want to beat Getsuga, they need the power of Ryota-sama.
I can't live in fear. About what I saw in my brain. Only one person can tell me the truth, and that is Ryota. It's very risky to do it, but I think I'll have to help that girl bring him back.
Part of what he said is true. At that moment, it could very well have killed us. Remember that this puts us all in danger, Goku.
We always trust your decisions, but I ask you to think carefully about what you are going to do this time.
Do it, Goku. I don't know Ryota, but I do know Venus. The divine law of life was always treated as a phenomenon in the sect. We all possessed enough power to annihilate multiverses, but she suffered from all of that. His physical strength was not remarkable, nor were his skills, but for some reason it was a divine law, and what he was always better at than us was having a big heart. If he did that to Ryota, I can't imagine how bad he must feel right now. I bet she wants to kill herself to save him.
She is right, and the one behind all of this is our leader.
Goku calmed down a bit, lowering his enormous power to a normal level.
I will trust you, Lady Vina.
If you betray me, I'll kill you.
My name is Venus.
You can call me that, Oozaru. And I am Goku. I'll call you Daruma. That's what Ryota-sama called you.
Well, that doesn't matter now. The question is, what can I do to help Ryota? It's simple, you just have to enter inside him and remove the pause of life seal from his heart.
The big problem is that you will have to fight the Guardian who has Ryota frozen in the internal prison. If it's so simple, why don't you do it? My blessing creates an inner Guardian with 70% of the power of the captured one.
Are you asking me to enter his body and have a fight with someone who has almost the same power as him? That's impossible.
I just lost to Ryota. And there you will be immortal. You have a great advantage. If it's a big advantage, why don't you do it? Being inside his body, if you are captured and frozen by that Guardian, you will also meet the same fate as Ryota. I am very weak, I would be easily captured. You are different, you are a legend, the Purple Bear, and also the only warrior who was recognized by Ryota-sama.
It's okay, I'll do it. Damn, I must be crazy for putting my life in danger for the guy who gave me the beating of my life. But I also want to clear all my doubts. And only that guy can do it.
Vino shedding tears cried out as he got to his knees. I will be eternally grateful to him. Daruma-sama. Hey, just call me Daruma.
Gosh, I think you really aren't combative at all. How can you get down on your knees in front of a guy you just met? Well, tell me what I should do.
Touch Ryota-sama's head, I will connect my blessing with you. Instantly your soul will enter it. When you are inside, you must feel Ryota's key, and when you find it, take him out of that freeze that paralyzes his life. That way, the life pause seal will be broken. I understand, now do it. Venus let her power flow into Goku, activating her blessing, taking the soul out of Goku's body and putting it into Ryota.
Goku falling inside him was stunned. The amount of power that ran through Kaido Ryota's veins was infinite.
This is the secret of his strength, it is not just his blessing.
This subject has a great key from birth, 103 internal powers in addition to his base key.
One is equal to the killer domain, and the others are unknown. What Goku perceived were the domains, powers that a warrior could achieve or awaken with effort or naturally.
Goku also had the murderous domain, but Ryota possessed two more, powers unknown to almost the entire Megaverse, but not to others. It's true, I must stop admiring powers that are not mine. I can sense Ryota's ki, it's incredible, he's very weakened. The closer he got with Ryota, the pressure of the place was greater, so much so that he was forced to activate the Akari while inside that body.
The power of the Akari generated at that moment was a little weaker than when used outside.
The Guardian who had Ryota frozen sensed a different ki approaching him. You're not that miserable, little friend. It seems they have taken the trouble to come rescue you.
Bad for that guy.
I'm also going to freeze it forever.
Goku reached the end of the path, being face to face with the Guardian of that place. There's Ryota.
He is completely out of action. A fast ice attack was directed at Goku, being dodged with difficulty by him, and he would soon land a quick kick on that subject's face, who would be knocked down.
Bastard, you dare to come challenge me in my own world?
You are guilty of my existence.
I was created through the power of that woman, and now I am the king of this dimension.
And I won't let you come close to my source of life. The Ryota that was frozen was like the heart of that creature that was formed with the blessing of Venus.
If Ryota managed to be freed, he had to get out of the reach of that prison which was in his heart and reach where his ki veins were. Goku with his purple eyes looked at an ice sword that was forming behind him, quickly turning around to throw an energy sphere at it. You're good, you almost anticipate my movements, almost. Goku would be pierced by another sword, but he would only be a replica. You may have a lot of strength like Ryota, but you are a negative existence that was only created recently. Your combat experience is almost zero. This way, you won't be able to defeat me.
Moron. I just said it.
You are in my world.
Everything began to freeze. A full range attack?
It's impossible to avoid it. Killer domain.
Goku's aura with his domain activated, repelled the ice as if it were a shield. That aura protects him. I must put more effort into this unhappy worm, or it could put my existence at risk.
Although that evil creature had just been born inside Ryota, and that was why he was clumsy, he also had great learning, so he began to pay more attention to Goku's every movement. Goku began to beat him up, but as time passed, he looked more exhausted than his opponent, who had also begun to defend himself. The blows that he initially received squarely, this time he dodged and blocked.
That creature is getting used to my fighting style, plus it hasn't taken any damage.
I have to finish this quickly. A flurry of blows of a different style began to fall on the entire body of that creature.
Goku struck, forming shock waves of great power, hitting him without having to touch his body.
That worked at first, but it was a matter of time before the effect stopped, and for Goku to begin defending himself against a similar attack. Only that Goku had the demon eye, and he easily dodged those invisible blows, but he no longer moved like before. Every second that passed in there, he became slower, and his breathing was minimal, so he was getting too tired. A swift attack from an ice sword cut one of his arms a little, and his blood had begun to freeze.
I am the king of this world.
An invader is not going to take away what belongs to me.
You are done. You will also be frozen.
That creature was surprised. When he saw that guy's arm fall, he had cut it off himself.
This is serious? Don't underestimate me, you disgusting creature.
I could see that my blood was freezing.
If he had reached my heart, the same thing would happen to me as to Ryota. You're pretty smart, but what good will it do you?
You have stopped my ice prison, but how will you fight with only one arm?
Goku in that state was laughing.
Suddenly, that arm began to grow, until it was completely healed.
Accelerated regeneration.
It does not matter. I will expel you from my world.
Quickly, he would land several blows on Goku's ribs.
He had easily seen her move, but her body had not responded. Something's wrong. Why couldn't I dodge it? Looks like you finally figured it out, little buddy. When I froze this whole place, I also released little toxins. That murderous aura of yours repels my ice, but not the poisonous toxins, which also have negative energy. That's why your ki veins have begun to close.
Slow but safe.
In 15 more minutes I will have won. You won't be able to use your ki even a bit. This creature is not as strong as Ryota, but being in here, I can't use all my power. Some of what he says is true. He was born here and is used to it. And sure, it is your world. I would like to beat this bastard on equal terms, but that will be impossible for me.
I won't be able to defeat him.
Now I understand why that divine law Venus didn't want to do it herself.
I'd only have one alternative, to free Ryota from that ice and escape to his key veins. Surrender and leave my world. Take advantage of the fact that at this moment you are of no use to me. I will find all the secrets of this body and I will unite with it. This way I will not be a creature that only lives in an internal world, but I will be able to go out into the world outside. Goku thought it was evident that being the power of a divine law, it would not be a good thing. They underestimate it, they believe it is a weak divine law, but that blessing is very dangerous. I'm sure she's not even aware of that herself.
You win, baby. I'm getting out of here right now. Goku suddenly created many shadows of himself with his purple eyes, all beginning to move around that creature, which was very angry.
I'll kill you.
But the real body had already entered the prison, and was touching the ice with its ki, which began to scream freezing, when it realized what Goku was doing.
It was too late. Ryota was freed.
Daruma, yes you came. I have many questions to ask you. I figure that after I saved you, you're not going to try to kill me so soon. Killing you was never my goal. I just wanted a fight worthy of my power.
And only you, my brother.
You were capable of giving me the pleasure of having a fight where I can use all my strength.
Don't call me brother.
I came to help you. But that doesn't improve our situation. We are enemies. The only enemy is Getsuga. Our father Goku was paralyzed after hearing that. You said, "Father, stop joking, damn you. You are not an Oozaru." Ryota put his hand on Goku's head, showing him events from the past. My mother's angel blood turned out to be stronger than Oozaru's.
I do not have the physical body of an Oozaru, nor an internal beast, but I do have the unlimited power of one. Getsuga to me is not a father, he is a bastard who abandoned my mother to her fate. When the war between the beasts and the angels of death was coming to an end, he had the choice of saving my mother and stopping the war, but no. Guided by the other beasts, he made the decision to end the war and all the angels of death, regardless of the fact that my mother, whom he loved, was a member of that race.
His plan failed.
In the last attack of the beasts, everyone should have died, but my mother did not. The unborn child she was expecting released an energy field that protected her and hid her presence from all of them, making her the only survivor of that race. I was born a prodigy warrior like your Daruma. My power was so great that one of the great sects found me.
And seeing that we were a danger, they tried to kill my mother and me, successfully managing to kill my mother.
But when they were about to kill me, the leader of the divine sect, the father of Zeus, rescued me. He taught me how to use my power.
Shortly after, I surpassed the power of the sect leader, being dominated to be next, but I rejected that position, since Zeus, the son of that man who saved me, deserved to do so. I was just a guy who didn't belong there. However, they decided to give me a blessing, divine light from an angel. That power, Zeus's father, extracted from my mother's dead body, because all the blessings were powers of subjects who perished and who have passed from generation to generation to give a lot of power to the divine sect. The divine light of the angel was a new blessing at that time, but with enough power to annihilate anyone. My second blessing, necromancy, was obtained by killing the fourth general, who dared to disrespect the man who saved me. Zeus glared at Getsuga, although that was not his problem. For years I also had a deep hatred for him, but Zeus's father always said that revenge was not good, but when he died and Zeus was the next leader, he released the hatred he had for Getsuga, cataloging the purple birds and the beasts as dangerous, starting to do bad things, invading planets that weren't even their fault. Out of respect for his father, he never intervened in any fight or invasion. He, leading the divine laws, made the multiverse tremble. Wondering why I wiped out the Senko multiverse? That old man is now a calm person, but in the past, he was responsible for erasing many planets and living beings from the map. Their invasions continued until what should happen happened. Getsuga was not weak, on the contrary, he was very powerful. He was able to kill Zeus, and the war ended. But the negative energies that consumed Zeus at the time also did so with Getsuga. I promised Zeus's father that I would never take revenge. Every time I looked at Getsuga, I remembered that man who saved me, and I was able to hold that thought for a long time. But Getsuga has exceeded the limit.
I can't keep my promise anymore. He must die, even if he is being manipulated by those negative energies. I also can't forgive him for what he did to my mother.
And above all, Aga, I have made Venus suffer, the only person I like besides you.
My younger half-brother, you are not guilty of Getsuga's sins. That's why I always protected you from the shadows.
But I was upset that after so many years, you didn't come out on the same level.
That's why I decided to make the decision to act like a villain and make you angry so that you would overcome your power. The source of the Oozaru blood's power is anger. I won't put my dream aside. You have to give me the most fun fight of my life.
But for that, we first have to work together to end Getsuga's ambitions. Ryota stopped touching Goku's head.
Goku had seen that whole story in a few seconds, so he was very shocked. He didn't completely believe that, but he also didn't rule out the fact that it was true. I was sure of something. Ryota had reincarnated him several times, and that could be because he was his half-brother. Good, Daruma. Now we have to get out of here. I only have 30% of my power. I need to get to my veins from here.